When you're in Florida, you definitely better be thinking about matted vegetation and punching mats. So if I've got matted hydrilla, if I've got hyacinth mats, I've got vegetation that's blown in, they're going to get underneath it, and punching through it is a really effective way to catch them. So you got to have a couple of different punching setups. You want to have plenty of weight, and I like a tungsten weight. It just is real compact and really makes a difference of punching through that really thick cover. I mean, it's stuff that you got to flip it up in the air and get some momentum to get it to go through. But that's what it takes, to get through those mats where those bass are living. You always got to be watching when that thing goes through the mat like that. I flipped in there and I saw it move just a little bit, and you can see there's a nice fat little pre-spawner there, not a giant fish, but this is a way to catch big fish. And you just keep punching through there, and eventually you're going to hit it. The greenest mats are usually the best, and that means they haven't been sprayed. So they do a lot of spraying on these lakes, and when these mats are sprayed, it kills all the vegetation, and everything that's living in the root system that hangs below is not going to be there. So if you got a nice green clump like this one green clump right in there, that's usually where they're going to be. So I'm going to target those nice green mats, definitely put high profile in those areas. When you're flipping these mats, you want to be quiet when you're around them, and I like to stay a little bit further away. With these setups like I have here, it's not hard to pitch 50 or 60 feet out there and to get it to go through. You don't have to be quiet with your presentation. Sling it up in the air and really let it smash through. These fish are used to all the noise. I mean, if you look at these mats, there's coots over, walking around them all the time. There's birds. There's a lot of movement and a lot of noise around them like that. So having that weight smash through there, a lot of times will get their attention and get them to swim over there and come and bite your bait. So my main punching setup today was, the big weight. I've got a 7-foot 10-inch Lew's rod, punching rod, a Lew's Hypermag reel, and 8-3. And a big part of using a high-speed reel when you're punching is not that you need to reel fast to get the fish out, but every time you're flipping to make another cast, you want to get it back in real quick. So it saves you a lot of time, and this is a matter of efficiency. You want to make as many punches as you can in a day's time. I have an 1.5 ounce Strike King tour grade tungsten weight. I've got a bobber stop to keep it pegged, a 4/0 Mustad Danny Brower grip pin hook, and a Strike King punch bug. So this is a real unique bait that's got some really deep ribs to it. And what I love about this is it's real soft, and I can put the hook all the way through it, but the ribs keep the hook point from popping out and getting hung on the vegetation. The 65-pound braid doesn't give it all. We've got big line, big giant hook, big bait, so you just really want to let the rod load and pull into them. It makes all the difference in the world. There we go. Right out of that mat. I mean, these fish get so buried up in there this time of day that's all you can do is go in there and go after them. I mean, it's not a big one, but this is a way to catch big fish. Eventually, I just keep thinking in my mind that we're going to get one of the real big ones to bite. What I try to do is I try to make a pitch so that my rod tip ends real high and I've got plenty of slack line to follow it down. If it goes through, just like that, I want it to go all the way down. Keep my rod kind of in that 10 o'clock position, so you're in position to set the hook. And I'm just going to shake it 3 or 4 times and then just kind of hold it there. A lot of times you have to figure out where they want it. If they bite it coming through the mat the very first time, they're real aggressive. But most of the time, especially up in the day like this, you're going to have to jig it 3 or 4 times. Sometimes you got to pull it right up to the top and just kind of hold it there. So just like any other pattern, you pay real close attention to what you were doing and how you were moving that bait to get one to bite, and you want to duplicate it. This is a big fish technique, but today, for some reason, I never got one of those big bites like you normally do. Typically, the best time when you want to get under these mats is when you have a weather change. You know, you have a cold front. That's when those fish really like to bury up under them, or in the heat of the summer, you know, when it's just a much cooler place.
There you go.
There's a nice chunk right there. This time of the year, it can be hit or miss, but there's always fish under those mats.